Hi guys, and welcome back to my kitchen, the Crème kitchen. Today I was thinking about what I was going to do, and I had some puff pastry that I had put in the refrigerator to thaw out. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it because there were so many other things going on. I thought, well, why don't I do something with that? So I basically went shopping in my fridge. I didn't have to get a couple things for this, but what I found was an Italian delight. I thought, I'm going to make like a puff pastry pizza pocket, and then with it a really yummy, delicious marinara dipping sauce. Let's start on this beautiful pizza pocket. Our main ingredients: Italian sausage, prosciutto. I don't want you to get the sliced prosciutto. I want the nice cubed. If you don't find it like this, go to your local deli where they have a charcuterie counter. Just ask for, let's see, what is this? 4 ounces. I'm actually going to use about 2. I'm going to use half this. So just ask them to slice off a little 2 to 3 ounce chunk for you, and you can cut it up yourself. I've got my pan on medium. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of olive oil in it just to get our Italian sausage browning. I've got a 1 pound package of Italian sausage. While our Italian sausage is browning, we're going to get the rest of our ingredients in our nice big bowl. I've got 4 ounces of shredded mozzarella. To that, I'm going to add our prosciutto. Remember, I said about 2 ounces. Now I'm going to grate some provolone right into the bowl. This is an 8 ounce block of sharp provolone. So what I want to do is put in about 2. It'll give it a nice nutty edge. We've got a nice mild cheese with the mozzarella, and now we've just got this little bit of a sharp cheese to go with it. They complement each other really well. But we're not done with cheese then, because once I get this grated, we're going to add a little bit of ricotta cheese to give it a nice creaminess. I'm going to use 1/4 of this, so that's going to be 4 ounces. Get that in our bowl. And lastly, we got to put a little seasoning in here. I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of black ground pepper. I got troubles. Perfect, and now we blend. At the same time, I want you to notice our Italian sausage is done, and I'm going to just break it apart a little bit more and set it aside to cool. Okay, let's blend. Then all we have to do is add the Italian sausage, and your inside of your pizza pocket is done. Okay, we've got this pretty well blended up. I'm going to set it aside. For our marinara dipping sauce, I'm going to keep it really, really simple. I want you to take 2 cloves of garlic, and I just want you to mince them up. Just go back and forth with the back of your knife. So I have a little saucepan heated up to medium. To that, I want you to add a couple teaspoons of olive oil. And then to that, I want you to add your garlic. We're looking for the garlic to become very fragrant. We don't want it to brown at all. Once you start smelling your garlic become fragrant, I want you to open up a can of crushed tomatoes, 28 ounces. Into our pan it goes. This recipe makes a really nice sized portion of this marinara dipping sauce. If you happen to have some left over, make some cheesy garlic bread and dip that in there as well. I want you to add 1/2 teaspoon of sugar to your red sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon of crushed black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of dried basil going in. And we just want all these flavors to combine and simmer for about 10-15 minutes. Okay, let's get our sausage in here. Ava, I think we only need about half of this. What do you think? So let's say it's about 8 ounces, so 1/2 pound of Italian sausage. I don't want to overdo it, but let's see how this looks, right? Yeah. See, this is usually how I come up with my recipes. I just eyeball. Look at that. That's the perfect amount. Okay, now onto the puff pastry. I have 1 box of the Pepperidge Farm puff pastry that, remember, I defrosted in the fridge, and I took it out about 20 minutes ago. Now you do want to make sure you have a floured surface to work with. Not pretty, but we're going to work with it. Let's just roll this out. We want a nice rectangle. About 10 by 12. So let's do this into thirds this way. We're going to do the same to our second sheet. Look at that. If one seems bigger than the other, no matter. You'll see why in a little bit. Last but not least, we're going to go down the middle. At the same time, you guys, my oven is on 375 degrees. I know on a lot of these puff pastry packages it says to bake at 400, but because we have a filling, I don't want the outside to get done before the inside. So now we're gonna get our ungreased cookie sheet, okay? And we're just gonna transfer the whatever you think is bigger over to the cookie sheet. We can straighten them out once we get them on. Don't be shy when it comes to this filling. Look how much we have here. So I'm just gonna use my hands and pile it on. Okay, now that we have the base of our pockets on the cookie sheet, we're just gonna lay each one of these on top of the other. Just like that, just for now. And then you just wanna gently stretch and kinda press the edges together, just like this. Make sure everything's tucked inside. So once you get that all done, just start pinching and going all the way around each one. Because even then we won't be done yet. You could be, but we won't be. If you're lucky enough to have something like this, it's gonna crimp the edge for you and give it a nice, pretty cutout. Watch. You certainly don't need this, but it is kind of fun to have. You do want these to vent, so we're gonna cut at the top. Now you can just use a knife and puncture it a couple times, or you can get a little creative. I'm sorry. The heart, you just start with a V, and then you go around. Look at that. Who wouldn't want this for dinner or lunch? So just when you think we're done, we're not, okay? We want these to have a nice golden brown sheen to them. We need an egg wash. I want you to get 1 egg, teaspoon of water, and whisk. We're gonna brush egg wash all over the top, and then we're gonna finish with a little sprinkling of grated Parmesan. And that's gonna help kind of seal everything up too. Now our Parmesan. Into our 375 degree oven, these little guys go. All right, you guys, our pizza pockets have been in the oven for 20 minutes total. So depending on how your oven is, I'd say anywhere from 18 to 22 minutes. You want a nice golden brown coloring. So I've turned it halfway through. Let's see what it looks like. Aww, gotta focus in on that one and that one. Look how pretty. Now that we have them out of the oven, we're gonna finish our marinara dipping sauce. I added another ½ teaspoon of kosher salt. It needed a little bit more, so 1 teaspoon total. Next thing I want you to do before you serve it, 2 tablespoons of regular butter. It adds such a richness to this dipping sauce. All melted, let's plate up one of these puff pastry pizza pockets. How gorgeous is that? I think I'm gonna cut this in half, and I think Grandma Julie needs to come and try it on camera.
It's delicious. Thank you.
Is it really though? You guys, thank you so much for being in my kitchen again, for watching. I hope you make this. If you get any really creative, unique designs for the top, let me know. Take some pictures. Feel free to like and subscribe. And until next time, by the way, be looking forward to a really amazing recipe on our next vlog. Bye.